Today we're going to be talking about finding meaning and purpose in life when you're thrown a challenge. I do believe that that's why we're sent these challenges, and it is so that we can learn lessons and so that it can redirect us to looking for that deeper meaning and looking for that purpose in what we're doing, why we're here, how we choose to live our life. It doesn't have to make sense logically, but the more you can understand that your bliss, your highest excitement, your highest joy is probably aligned with your purpose, the easier it will be for you to follow it. That whenever we're feeling scarcity, fear, or like we need to prove our worth, then we're out of alignment. So by reconnecting to your highest vision and learning more about just digging into what brings you joy and what brings you those feelings, you're going to come back into alignment. So whenever you're facing this challenge and you're learning more about yourself, you can bring yourself back into alignment by reconnecting with that vision. Hi everybody, welcome back or welcome to my channel. I'm Roseanna, a Jungian and spiritual life coach, here to help you work through life's challenges and create a life that you're head over heels in love with. Today we're going to be talking about finding meaning and purpose in life when you're thrown a challenge, when you're facing something that deeply, it could be an existential crisis or a dark night of the soul, or at least can be dressed up as a business failure, a relationship breakup, a financial challenge, like anything that makes you question what you're doing here. And I've had a few of these in my life and I've learned so many valuable lessons from them, and that's where this episode comes from today, because I have been reflecting on a lot of the lessons that I have learned, and my clients have been coming to me with like their existential crisis, and that's what we're working through with them. So it's just been a really reflective time. So how do we find meaning and purpose when life throws us challenges? Like, how do we reconnect to why we're really here? And I actually think that's the gift in these challenges, in your dark night, in whatever it is that you're facing. And everybody's situation, everybody's journey looks different. So I do believe that that's why we're sent these challenges, and it is so that we can learn lessons and so that it can redirect us to looking for that deeper meaning and looking for that purpose in what we're doing, why we're here, how we choose to live our life. In every challenge, there is an opportunity for growth, there is an opportunity for change. And it's our human nature to want to grow, to want to change, to want to evolve. It's literally what humans do. We evolve. And, so we're all on a journey of evolution. And if we're not, when we're presented challenges, we're given two choices. And one is to embrace the change, embrace the chaos, see the possibilities, and learn the lessons we're being asked to learn and grow, or we can go back and not kind of break the cycle, break the pattern, and we'll go and we'll have to relive it again. We're going to touch on that a bit later. These challenges and these experiences in your life are a really pivotal point in your life. So it can often feel extremely scary. It can feel like your entire existence is being threatened. Like, to your actual ego, it feels like you might die. It is so terrifying. And I recently had a call with a woman who, her business was changing, and she was so terrified because she was attached to an identity of who she once was. And that identity was changing because of what her business was going through. And I've experienced exactly the same thing. I realized that when I closed my previous company, why it challenged me so much was because my identity was wrapped up in that company. my identity was wrapped up in what I was trying to achieve, and that was so painful to my ego. And we really have to remember here that it's our ego that this is challenging. It's not our true nature, our true self, because our true self is unchanging. It is all powerful, all divine, just beingness, and it knows that as the human, we are here to grow and evolve. So it's unshakable. Yet we have it within our psyche, within our psychological makeup, we have an ego that wants to protect us, which is why humans evolve, because we all have an ego. We don't want to get rid of the ego. We want to befriend the ego. We want to work alongside it. The ego is an excellent servant and a terrible master. So we need to work with the ego so that it works for us. And you learn how to do that when you're working through these challenges, especially when you delve into shadow work. But ultimately, we're not here to talk about shadow work today, much to my disappointment. We're here to talk about how you find meaning. But what will happen is that when your ego feels threatened, it's because it has built this identity of who you are, and that's what it's attached to, because that identity is previously what has kept you safe. But you're going to have to shed your old identity if you want to make change in your life, if you really want to grow and evolve. So we have to shake loose that which we're really attached to. And that's why I believe that we're often sent these challenges as a way of redirecting us when we are too attached to an egoic idea of what is value, an egoic idea of what gives us meaning and purpose, like money, status, fame, marriage. Like if we're so attached to one thing being our identity and being our life, we're going to have that taken away from us. Like I was very attached to my old company, to it being my identity, and to all the things that brought with it. And I was very attached to who I was. And ultimately, for me to be redirected, I had to have that taken away from me. I had to let it crumble. I had to be the caterpillar, to go into the cocoon, to turn to complete mush, to find my new identity as the butterfly. So, and this isn't a linear process, as you will often hear me say, like none of this is linear. So roll with it. You will learn on this journey to be very adaptable to moving along with these challenges, as every day you will experience something new and something different, and your ego may be triggered in a different way. But when you can remain connected to your true nature, that unshakable nature of your spirit, your soul, you will have so much confidence that you can handle anything life throws at you. And so as we're moving through this, it can feel like, you know, when your identity is being challenged, you know, the ego thinks it's dying, and it really does feel like you've lost meaning and purpose. But it's asking you to look deeper for the deeper meaning and the deeper the purpose. And so another journal point is to just journal down what you believe your purpose is. And there is a saying, follow your bliss, right? So what is it that really lights you up? And I don't mean it makes you happy and giddy like money or fame, but what really lights you up in your soul, in your heart, that is your bliss. And it doesn't have to make sense, right? It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to make sense logically, but the more you can understand that your bliss, your highest excitement, your highest joy is probably aligned with your purpose, the easier it will be for you to follow it. So you're being asked to create a new reality based on your new soul's purpose. It's not your new purpose, it's what your soul wants you to do. So whatever brings you joy is what your soul wants you to do. So then you can dig into that a little bit and understand, okay, so this is my purpose in life. I also believe that your purpose in life is to learn about yourself. It's to go through these challenges and find the gold and find the opportunity and pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and we go again. But we're not here in this human life to suffer. We're not here, it's our ego that causes suffering. We're here to flow. We're not here to fight against the universe. We're not here to try to control it. Anybody who thinks that they can control the life and the universe is in for a really rude awakening. And to some extent, I thought that I could control my life and control the universe through the law of attraction and manifestation. But you know, I did have a rude awakening, and I was redirected to a way of working with the universe and co-creating my life, rather than believing that it had to all go my way and the way that I thought that life, or my ego thought that life should look. Does that sound familiar to you? We all have an idea of what we think life should look like. We are asked from our higher selves to let go of what we think life should look like, because if there is a greater divine plan for us, then whatever it is that has created this universe, the gorgeous flowers, the trees, the seasons, whatever the kind of divine ruling power that makes the flowers bloom and the leaves fall off the trees and the seasons change, do you think that that might know better than we do as to how beautiful life can be? So you're being asked to create a new reality that supports your purpose and your highest vision. And I speak a little bit about your highest vision in some of my recent videos, but let's just have a look at this, because your highest vision is what is going to give you meaning and purpose. And your highest vision doesn't have to be pages and pages long of what you think your life should look like, right? We're letting go of that. So it could be as simple as your highest health, wealth, happiness, your highest health, wealth, love, connection. What does your highest vision look like? How do you want to feel? What do you want to experience? Really get attached to the emotions and understand the emotions that you want to experience in this reality, and they will guide you towards your highest vision. So that kind of, they're your markers as to whether you're on the right track or not. So really, we're all craving fulfillment and joy and bliss and peace and love and abundance, because that's our true nature. So whenever we're not feeling that, whenever we're feeling scarcity, fear, or like we need to prove our worth, then we're out of alignment. So by reconnecting to your highest vision and learning more about just digging into what brings you joy and what brings you those feelings, you're going to come back into alignment. So whenever you're facing this challenge and you're learning more about yourself, you can bring yourself back into alignment by reconnecting with that vision and what brings you joy. And that is kind of where you're being redirected to. And so this is a pivotal time, because you're being asked to ask yourself some really important questions. This is your self-discovery journey. This is why you're here, for your soul's growth, for your highest growth. You're not here to make £1 million. You're here for self-discovery, to learn who you are, to remember who you are. So some really important questions that you can ask yourself before or after meditation, or even just maybe as a mantra as you kind of wash the dishes or something. But who am I? This is self-inquiry, but who am I? And then your ego will say, I'm Roseanna. Who is Roseanna? Roseanna is a woman. She is a Jungian life coach. She is a YouTuber. She is an author. Okay, but who is Roseanna? Who am I? Because actually, am I Roseanna? And then you get to a point where you release the thoughts and you let the kind of subconscious knowing come up. And the point is that you get to the place where you understand that you're the observer, okay? So you're the greater power. You are the true self, the true nature. You are not the identity that you're being challenged with at the moment, the one that feels like it's lost meaning and purpose. You are not that. So what are you? Who are you? Who am I? Why am I here? Why am I here? And just listen to what comes up. Listen to the quiet voice that comes up, the whisper. What is my purpose? We've already played around with what brings you joy and, how you can align more with your purpose a little bit, but what is my purpose? Just listen. You might hear something like love, truth, freedom. And all of those things can be found on this self-discovery journey. That is ultimately what I believe that we're all here to do, to free ourselves of the thinking mind, understand that we are not that, and that we are this true nature, this true self. And we find that when we choose option 2, which we're just going to go into. So these challenges and these redirections and these kind of significant life events are asking you to break old patterns of how you were living, which is attachment to something outside of you, and to move towards a life that supports your soul's growth and move towards a life that is in alignment with your true self, your true nature, and your power as a spiritual being having a human experience. So option 1, when you're faced with a challenge, is to go back, is to kind of retreat and go, oh, I'm just going to go and earn some more money because that will make me happier. I'm just going to get a new partner because I don't want to feel alone. I'm just going to go and start another business because one isn't enough, and I want an empire and I want world domination. Me and my friends used to joke about that all the time. In hindsight, it was quite cute, but believe me, when you're trying to build an empire because you don't believe that you're good enough, that empire is going to come crashing down. So you can choose option 1, which is to go and keep on chasing the external results that you think are going to make you happy, and you will just be brought back to the same place. And option 2 is that you can choose to lean into the crisis, lean into the challenge, go fully into your dark night. Go fully internal and question why you're here. Who are you? What are you here to learn? This is how, even though it feels so uncomfortable in the moment, this is how you're going to move through it. You have to go into the eye of the storm. It's the only way that you're going to move through it, and that you're going to reconnect to that meaning and purpose of why you're here. You have to fully lean into it. And different challenges might show up for you, different lessons, and especially when you do get deep into shadow work and working through some of these like patterns that you have lived or you are living, or why does this keep on happening in my life? Like, shadow work will help you dig into that more, and I can help you with that. If you're interested in shadow work, you can reach out to me and I can answer any questions that you have. But as you dig into this self-discovery shadow work journey, things will keep on cropping up. It's not linear, as I've mentioned. Like, things will keep on cropping up for you to learn a deeper level. But know that you are being redirected to living the life that your soul is here to live. And all those dreams that you have, all those desires that you have in your heart, and you may be following them and you may not believe they're possible, but know that they're in you for a reason. So just using myself as an example again, I used to have a dream of being a really successful business owner, and I was. And I used to have a dream of being one of the best jewelry designers in the world, and doing all of these amazing things. And I did so many amazing things. But because I was on a journey of doing it from a lack of self-worth, I had to be redirected. I had to be nudged a little bit. But it doesn't mean that those dreams that I had and those desires that I had were invalid. Just because they were built from an ego place of trying to prove myself to the world, it doesn't mean that they were invalid. And actually, if I decided to choose the same route again, knowing that it's from my highest vision, and knowing that it's in alignment with love and freedom, then it would probably work a lot easier. But as it happens, I have a new purpose, and I have a new passion that I'm working towards, which is these videos and my podcast and my coaching practice. But that's what I was redirected to, because I have new dreams in my heart. And actually, interestingly, those dreams were always there. I used to run networking events based around personal development. I've always been heavily into personal development and meditation before I was brought onto this path. And that was my redirection. It was, Roseanna, these are your real dreams and desires. Go and follow them. So how you find meaning and purpose when you're faced with a challenge is basically lean into the challenge fully, learn the lessons, ask yourself the important questions, listen to the answers, and do the scary thing. You're gonna be asked to do the scary thing of letting go of the old identity, whatever it is that you're attached to. Let it fall away so that something new can be birthed from you, and that is going to be magical. I hope this video has helped you if you are facing a difficult time, if you are going through a challenge, your dark night of the soul, whatever it is, if you are on a shadow work journey and you don't quite know how to reconnect to that purpose, because I know that on some days it can feel really, really difficult. But you know, you are on the journey, you're doing the right things, you're leaning into this adventure of self-discovery. So I take my hat off to you, because not every human wants to go here. So keep going, have faith, I believe in you. If you want to know more about how you can really fully lean into this and begin maybe shadow work or making your unconscious mind conscious, like that's a huge part of this work, is to work with the unconscious mind. Because within the unconscious mind are the reasons that you're so attached to appearing this way. And then once you know it, you can start to make the conscious choices to create a new reality. So if you're interested more about that, I have a free training called Step Into Your Next Level Life. It helps you discover who you are in truth, everything that we've just spoken about. It will help you redirect yourself toward your highest vision and your purpose. You can sign up. It just lands in your inbox every couple of days. There are meditations with it. There are journal prompts. There are profound exercises with it. And you can sign up in the link in the description. If you want to take your journey further, if this is just getting a bit too much for you and you know that you need one-on-one support, I also offer private coaching. As I said, I'm a certified spiritual and Jungian life coach, so we can really dig into your psyche, your unconscious, and lay out the treasure map of you getting from this crisis to you living that highest vision. If you're interested in that, you can book a free discovery call with me. Again, the link is in the description. And whatever, I wish you the very best of luck. You have totally got this. And know that whatever is happening on your journey at the moment, it is all happening for you. Lean into it. Be bold. You've got this.